Well, to quote another famous person, all right, all right, all right. Anyway, this particular video is specifically dealing with torpedo tactics that I invented. I'm pretty sure somebody else has thought of it since then. I haven't heard of it before, but anyway, it seems reasonable to me. So I'm going to fast forward through a lot of the boring bits like this here, because the Area B, I just go ahead and try to capture it and see what happens. Most of the time, it seems that somebody else arrives there and starts trying to take it, and I can't really contest it because they're a destroyer. But as it turns out, nobody showed up to contest it this time, so I was able to capture this one. So, hovered around here. Basically, I pulled around to almost getting out of the area, hung at the border just in case somebody did come up and try to start contesting it, especially a destroyer, so that I could bug out quickly. But managed to capture it, which was pretty cool. So I'll just speed through the little bit of this here that so I don't bore you. And let's see, where's the capture? Coming right up. There it is. We got it. All right. Now, from here, I went ahead and headed off in that direction there in order to see if I could possibly capture that Area A. Maybe I could capture that. Although I kind of thought that there's going to be a destroyer that would have... Oh, yeah, and there he is, too. That's the one that captured it in the first place. So I'm going to try to recapture it back. And this didn't last long. Not long into this, I got detected by that destroyer who had gone around that island out there and came right into the area in order to stop my taking over the thing. So anyway, I had in view another enemy vessel at that moment, so I thought I'd just go ahead and fire off a couple of lucky torpedoes, see if they would do anything. And then down into the groundwater in order to fend off that destroyer or avoid getting killed myself, because destroyers are good at that. It was at this point that I discovered an enemy submarine creeping up on my stern. And so I let loose a couple of acoustic homing torpedoes, and then, since he was really close, I went ahead and popped him with a pinger, and actually, one of the torps hit him. The other one wiled off into the distance. But I tried shooting another couple and trying to get another reading on him, but he picked up his anti-pinging and stopped it, and by the time I got to the point, my torpedo had already gone past him by this point, so there wasn't much I could do, though I tried pinging him a few more times, but he disappeared into the void, so I couldn't catch him. Anyway, that's all right. I got one hit. That's something. But that's a tactic right there, to go ahead and fire off torpedoes before you ping them, the acoustic homing types, and not too long before they get there, go ahead and ping and hit the and leave a trace on them, so the torps immediately start to maneuver towards it. That way they have a shorter period of time in which to try to deal with the incoming torps. That's what I did there. So I headed back to Area B, which had been taken over in the meantime, and I was going to see if I could take it back over. Went up to periscope depth looking for any potential enemies that might be there, and there's one. It's a destroyer. I guess the one that took it over in the first place. So back down because he saw me. I popped up at just the wrong place. So the idea is just going to maneuver for a bit inside it, and hopefully he's going to be scared off by the destroyers of ours that are headed this way. So I'm just speed up here and going to loiter for a bit, and hopefully he'll go away by that point. So here we go. We come back up again, and by golly, he's still there. I didn't see him right away, periscope depth. But as soon as I came up to the surface to start the capture, there he was. He saw me. Okay, now I'm just going to have to try to deal with him, since my two destroyers coming in present a larger threat to that one enemy destroyer than I present. His attention is going to be split between us, and I can go ahead and take a little time to launch a couple of torpedoes and try to tag him with an acoustic homing ping. And let's see if we can get him. He's gone into smoke. So I went ahead and fired off my sonar in order to try to pick him out. And there he is. Get a ping on him. Okay, I got a ping. Good. The torps are maneuvering, or I think they were too late in maneuvering. They weren't, yeah. They rushed on by him because he had already maneuvered out of their range of maneuverability themselves. So I'm firing off another one. And, come on. I lost my torps. They went off and hit the island. Where is he? Okay, well, we've captured the area. I got partial credit on that. So where'd he go? He must have gone behind that island. Okay, nothing more I can do about that. So I just decided to go ahead and, build up my battery charge and head on off and see what else I can find to do. Okay, and since looked like he might have been circling around that island and not just using it to mask himself from my torpedoes, I went ahead and decided to see if I could see him coming around that area right there. And, oh yes, and there's his torpedoes. Those obviously come from a destroyer, and obviously his because he's the last destroyer left. So I slung around here in order to get closer to the island so I didn't unmask myself too quickly. Wasn't sure where he was at this point. He didn't seem to be coming directly from behind it like he had been close hauled to the island. He must have swung out farther in order to get that particular spread of torpedoes. So I pulled off a little bit further here. It's unlikely he's going to see me because I'm submerged partially. Oh, flight of torpedoes. A salvo, I should say. That's from him, obviously. He's off in that distance, off to the right. So what am I going to do? Oh, shoot, another one. And I barely missed that one with my sail. Just slid on by it because I was trying to turn as fast as I could. So he's out there. Okay, that enemy ship off in the distance is going to be dealt with, not by me. So we're just moving right along in order to see if we can come up. So we do. And by golly, there he is. He's right off there. Heading away. He's within distance, within range of me being able to put a torp towards him. So I went ahead and did a pattern. I fired off 4 torpedoes in a spread pattern, and then got ready to put a acoustic ping on him. The reason for putting torpedoes off in a fan shape was to be able to have them come at him from somewhat different directions, make it harder for him to avoid them. And in fact, let's see, we have him pinged, or I did have him pinged. Okay, the ping's been lost, but the torpedoes were starting to maneuver towards where he was headed, and he's trying to maneuver out of their way, but they're converging, still converging, just because that was the last direction they were on. And man, actually, he's maneuvering too much. If he had just picked a direction and went there, he could have avoided them, but instead, right in the crosshairs. He was just staying in the crosshairs, so he's gone. Got him. Wow, that was fun. That was different. Okay, from this point on, it's just, sailing around, waiting for something to happen, capture the area, but we won. We won. We picked it off, and that was it. Won the battle. Got a lot of credits, experience points, and free experience points out of that relatively small amount of damage in the 10K area. But, I'm not going to complain. So that was fun, and I'm going to try to do that again in another instance and see if I can make it work again.